Hey there, Hollywood Hills fans, and welcome to this week's show. So amazingly enough, I have made it back across the border, back from the roof Africa, still got my hat on, still got what's left of a voice, so I'm in good shape. So we are still able to run on time to get things done for this week's show. Last week, it was all about the big edit for the GXCCs. We went out to the Carousel, we combined the nationals for the junior riders and the pro riders on the two-wheelers with all the categories for the GXCCs. This is where we wrap things up at the Carousel. Enjoy the show, guys. It's a tight one. It's a banger. I think it's got great energy. Enjoy.
All this GXCC racing action is proudly brought to you by VW Mastercars Hatfield in association with Vans Racing. It's GXCC time for the last time in 2025 as the big show arrives at the Carousel, combining nationals and GXCCs. It's the final round of the GXCCs combined with the final round of the Nationals, and we are back at the classic race venue of the Carousel. I'm stoked to stand here, and I remember this old motocross track, dude. This is going to be a banger day.
Yeah, apart from the motocross track, I mean, I think the last time that I've raced here was about 12 or 13 years ago, and you won't believe it how many people haven't raced for about 10 years, and when they heard that the race is here at Carousel, they phoned me around and said, how do I enter? So, I think it's that classic venue that you speak about, that people can't wait to go out there and have a jaw.
Super excited vibes for the guys. We head down to the pits to chat to a couple of the big swingers on the juniors and the quads. JL, final nationals, final GXCCs. It's a big day here at the Carousel, eh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be crazy. I'm starting at front, so it's going to be a big advantage on the track. I think the dust is going to be crazy in between the trees, but I think it's going to be a twist and turn track, so yeah, really excited.
Walking the first couple of kilometers there, you can see there's not a lot of traction.
Yeah, I know, it's slippery. I can see it's real slippery, yeah.
Obviously, you're one of the lighter riders out there. You've been battling with your suspension setup. Have you made this thing a little bit softer for this time?
No, it's kept it the same. With my light body, it's not really a difference, yeah.
Ulrich, 2025, it's been a bit of a year. Tell me about it.
It's been good. Radium was not that good. I did only one lap. But my best race so far was maybe the third round of Dalmas, and I'm leading about 20 points in the championship, and I need to just keep the momentum and I don't have to win today to be able to win the championship.
And the terrain out here, I mean, we were out there checking out all the pros. It looks like there's not much traction, hey? What have you changed on the setup for this one?
My dad put a lot of work in on my bike. We put some moves for the track, and yeah.
Franco, missing in action the whole year, and you break it out for the last one. Welcome back.
Ja nee, ek bly om hier te wees hier so vir die laaste een, is 'n bietjie besluit om 'n bietjie kom doen ry. Dan my social klas en gery, bietjie onfix, is nie regtig tyd vir hom te oefen nie, maar ons is weer 'n bietjie kom uit al.
Social, hey? So how many of your pros are you going to go get? All of them?
Ek hoop so. Ek wil hier gaan bietjie vir overal kyk hoe ver kan ons opkom, maar ja, is 'n bietjie learning time weer.
You've been watching from the sidelines. Quads have been a bit thin on the ground this year, but still good racing, eh?
Ja, hulle het bietjie minder geraak, maar ek hoop volgende jaar behoort dit weer bietjie vinniger en beter te wees en meer mense weer in te kom. En vandag ek is baie bly. Dit regtig blyk baie nice vir die mense hierso. Ek dink dit gaan 'n lekker dag wees en ek sien uit daarvoor.
Davy, I don't know if you remember coming out here to the Carousel. This is a classic race venue. What does it feel like to come back here?
Excellent. Well done to Vian and them to organise it and combine with the national. Yeah, looking forward.
It's got that Botswana vibe, eh, with this bush?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Not sure what to expect, open or tight, don't know, so we'll make the most of it.
Any 360s for us on the start this time?
Maybe if we're lucky. Not planned, but maybe if we're lucky.
Francois, after some nervous moments late in the season, nice to have it wrapped up coming to the last round. It's just a glory run, eh?
Yeah, no, the last one we managed, and so I took the championship for the year. Very chuffed with that, and today looks like a very, very, very good track. So going to be enjoyable. Just take it easy. Last one for the year, and then we finish, and then we'll see what we're going to do next year. So yeah.
Ivan was just telling me as well, you saw Franco in the pits. How's that? The lighties come back at the last chance.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about it. I said, I don't know if I'm going to ride Q1 again next year, because these guys don't care. They don't work and have to earn money. So we'll see. But we'll see next year what we're going to do.
cool situation to go back to the Carousel, an area that hasn't been utilized in many, many seasons, and a great combination where we see national, regional, and club races all lining up to go on out the gate. For the national ranked riders and national ranked category races, they would go out 2 by 2 like they used to in the Arc and go out and do the challenge. For the quads, they'd be going out standard gate drop style. Quads showed us how the track was going to be lining up. Hollis flicking roost into the eyes of the rest of the Q1 racers. And for the Q2 riders, they'd be going out there to chase on just under 50 kilometers of racing in the bush and scrubland. A lot of the riders came out of the woodwork to challenge out here in the Carousel. Thorns, rib sleeves, roost, and dust were going to be the story of the day. The Carousel has a bit of a Sun City, Botswana, Mafeking feel to the terrain, and the quads would be the first to go out and understand how things would run for the rest of the day. For the junior riders, 2 by 2 was the call of the day in the morning send-out for the junior ranked riders, as the top 85s and 65s, which peppered all of the top high rankings in the national championships, would lay down the ponies on the flat track zone laid out for what used to be the motocross track here at Carousel before they went out into the bushlands. 16 kilometers lay ahead for the junior riders to understand how their day was going to be running. Exciting format to send things out. The first time Nationals and GXCs have been combined this season.
Classic bush felt, kind of reminds me of Botswana. Lots of ripped sleeves are going to be coming home today. Take us through the junior lap, V.
I did a quick lap yesterday with brand new kit, and unfortunately it's already ripped. But if you stay in the middle of the path, it's going to be cool. Junior loop, 16 kilometers. This place was completely overgrown. So we went in there with graders and carved paths throughout this entire section for this junior section. And let me tell you, they're going to be busy. This is going to be the tightest race of the year.
Tight and twisty as far as the turns go, but the track was actually plowed pretty wide for the riders, so they would be actually not grabbing too much of the bushes on the way out. Most of the track was swept around about 2.5 to 3 meters wide. We had a good lineup for our 50cc warriors that were all out there to try and get those final points on the plate for the GXCC Club and Regional Championship. Taylor DeVette, MJ Skitter, Giannis Eckstein all got 3 laps under their belt to break their way into the magical top 10. The guys that stayed on the lead lap were the runners inside of the championship, where DJ Blum was up there, Nathan Zavitsky, Marty Vandenberg, and then Blake Kruger, the championship points leader, who pretty much just needed to lock in a finish, was able to take down a number 2 ride. Himself and Jack Pelzer, that is 1 and 2 in the championship. They were all over each other in the early stages until Kruger dropped back. The final victory, the final battle, won by Pelzer. The war, won by Kruger. On the 65s, Kevin Van Diemense, a big swinger in the championship, had some problems on the day, having to bow out after lap number 1. Aaron Bielefeld on a 4-lap count. Seb Nell, great numbers for him inside the top 5. These are the guys that are chasing down the podium places, where they'll be celebrating the big numbers later on in the year. Mafakati was a number 4. Mammoth, great early part of the season and staying inside the top 3. Deister was number 2, and Ulrich Sturley, championship leader, with another win, locked it down to take the big number 1 plate at the Carousel. Junior 85s was nice and busy, with all the key riders out there either chasing down on the Nationals, GXCCs, some of them racing in the triples, going club, regional, and national. Harvey Hine, Vandenberg, Baldock, Erasmus, Derek Milan likes things a little bit tighter than this. The high-speed terrain suited the big swingers at the front. Jean-Luc Van der Vestes and Vilko Deploy and Juan Agostini were absolutely hammered to the nail, eventually finishing within a minute of each other. Van der Vestes in 3rd spot, Deploy and Agostini, the big swingers. And then in the senior 85s, peppered by a whole ton of national championship races. Compond was up there to a number 8, Pasito, Tien Pont, the Iron Woman of the GXCCs, Ulrich Farid, number 5, keeps him in the championship hunt. Marahi to a number 4. Alatsani, very strong in the second half of the season. His brother, Takeng, 2nd spot once again, and that's because he got beaten out by the newly crowned national champion, Roald Potgieter, on the Yamaha. It has been a blue season in the high junior ranks.
Dude, belter of a season. Tell me about that last race.
Yes, it was nice. It was hard. It wasn't easy, but I did it and I gave my best. So yeah, that's all I'm at. And I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors and Harry and my mother and father. It was a great year. Thank you.
It has been one hell of a year, hey? How's all these Yamahas?
Yeah, it's nice. I wish I can have one next year too.
Ryan, absolute belter of a season. Tell me how it felt to wrap it up in such strong form.
Yeah, it was very nice, yeah. It was so nice and smooth and like corners so you can hold it.
You've been so dialed in on this bike. You know, you've been absolutely smashing it at every single race. What's made the difference this year? What made the difference this year?
New bike, faster bike, just better bike overall.
Dominating just about every single race you went down to. So give it up to the guys. Tell me who's been helping you along the way.
I'd say thank you so much for Yamaha Racing, Everest Wealth and HMW and my father.
Congratulations on the championship, dude.
Thank you so much.
Give them a round of applause, guys. Fantastic job there. JL, 2 big number 1 plates. You've worked hard for this one, eh?
Yeah, I know this has been an amazing year. This GXCC, big thanks to Uncle Vian and Tony Miranda and the whole GXCC family. We have enjoyed this. And the National Championship, I'm pretty stoked on this one, yeah.
All that practice, all those hole shots, it worked.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm super stoked, yeah.
You won an incredible championship, but it got tight at the end there, eh?
Yes, it was very tight, but I pulled it and I got the win.
You're the big kid. I always talk about you in the commentary. Are you going to be moving up to the 125s next year or what?
Yeah, I'm going to move up to a 125 and I'm going to race OR4 next year, and yes.
Tell me about how tight the competition has been this year. 85s have been strong.
Yes, it was very tight. And thank you for John Luke for my competitor, and thank you.
Ulrich, you got the big number 1 plate. We chatted this morning. All you had to do was get the job done. Tell me how the day went.
No, it was good, rough, very choppy terrain, and I'm happy with it.
Tell me what that big number 1 plate means, dude. How stoked are you?
I'm stoked. It means a lot to me.
Well done, dude. Give him a round of applause, guys. Happy, smiling faces getting themselves ready to go forward into the 2026 season. Potgieter takes the final win ahead of Marahi, Malasani, Marahi, Fari, Tienpont, Masito, and Compon, the senior 85s. Eye-wateringly quick this season. Junior 85s not too far behind them as well. The big kid, Agostini, his last ride on the 85s. Deploy, Van der Vestes, Milan, Erasmus, Baldock, Vanderberg, and Hein take us to the top 8. Ulrich Sturley hammered the competition out here, putting almost 5 minutes into his closest rival on the 65 Pros. Dayston, Nemeth, and Mafakati were the closest runners. And on the 50cc gate, the last blood was taken by Jack Peltzer, but the war and the championship was won out by little Blakey Kruger. He takes his first number 1 plate on the season. On the day, ahead of Vanderberg, Zavitsky, Blum, Eckstein, Skitzer, and DeVette. Junior's done. Time for the quads. The focus then as well is going to be for the quads. Now the quads in Bushveld, this is going to be slippery and it's going to be tricky. Take us through the main loop.
Yeah, look, I mean, for the quads, they go out on the A loop, which is not that tight. So they've got a couple of sweeping turns. It's actually going to be quite nice for a quad rider. That loop is 45 kilometers, but it is busy, but it's not as busy as the junior loop.
Yeah.
Flatland racing, not too much elevation changes in the lowland areas of Limpopo for the quad racers to go out and challenge for the last run. Championship leader and the only lady on the day that rocked up to the last round, Danielle Estesen. 3 laps for her and the championship. Tony DeSantos bowed out after only 1 lap of racing. He had problems on his machine. Stock Standard was up there in a number 2 spot, bringing home the finish. And Davy DeVette stayed on the lead lap to take the Vet's win at the last round. The Master Championship in 2025 has been a busy one. All of the key top 5 riders in the championship made the trip to the Carousel, a classic race venue for the quads from back in the day. Vivas, Fernando DeSantos into a number 4, and Karamba Jabi, his breakout season, he's going to be awarded a top finish come the end of this championship. Steph Bester already wrapping up the championship nice and early, takes down the number 2 spot, and Roxy DeSantos just up the road from him, putting 5 minutes into the rest on his Honda. For the Q2s and Q1s, small numbers in the Q2s has been the story this season. Rian Dick takes down a number 3. JJ Badenbach celebrates one of his highest finishes of the season at the last round. And Kutzer takes yet another win.
on the big open CC Honda. For the Q1s, we had Tion Forfart, the king of the whole shots, dropping down after lap number 1. Issues on the quad, dropping him a little bit further than he wanted to be. Apollo De Santos, 3 laps under the belt for him. Couldn't stay with the pace out front. Sean Kutzer locked down a number 4. Francois Smallberger, second spot was good enough for him to wrap up his championship. And David Hollis, he will be the dude to watch out for next season. Banger ride on the Yamaha. Confirmation of Hollis taking the last win and also improving nicely in his championship standings. Smallberger, second spot, good enough for the big title in 2025 ahead of Kutzer. Q2s, once again, Kutzer hammering the nail. Roxy De Santos beats out ahead of Bester. Bester knows that he has got it in the bag. Jarby was there in a number 3 spot. De Santos and Fivas round out our top 5. For the quad vets, David De Vet beating out on stock standard. De Vet, the only rider on the lead lap there in the vets. And the ladies, Esther Hazen finishes her season in style. Before the bikes, VW Mastercars Hatfield.
Hola Bafowethu, looking for a great deal on a quality used cars? Welcome to Hatfield VW Mastercars. We have a variety of cars from buggies to hatchbacks. Every vehicle is checked for quality and performance, and we offer easy financing budget for everybody. Visit us today at Hatfield VW Mastercars Pretoria and drive home with your next car for less.
The afternoon race was going to be wild and busy, as with the juniors in the morning session. The stacked field of national riders who were desperate to get those last ton of points on their plate lined up alongside all the GXCC pros.
Gabby, last round, last chance, but tell me about the season.
It's been an amazing season. I've enjoyed it so much. Have some falls, some lows, a lot of highs. Really enjoyed it. Great team, great mechanics. Everything was perfect.
Doesn't it feel like the ladies' gate is getting wild now?
It really is. Every time I look at the inskrivings, it's just a new girl, and then they come here and you think, okay, they're starting new, and then they come and they're absolutely amazing. But it's great, yeah.
Yobi, banger of a season. We started super wet, we're ending super dry.
It's been such a good year. I just want to first say thank you to my sponsors, like Pirelli, keeping me tracked, and Fly, keeping me looking good, and Motel, and there's too many to name, but just thank you to my sponsors. They've gotten me to where I am, and it's been such a good year, just like everything in all the year, mud, sand, dust, everything. It's been a good year.
Feels like the girls have stepped up this year as well. You've had a lot of challenges on your gate.
Oh no, you can't make a mistake. You make a mistake and someone's there. You always have to be on it, have to be focused, have to do well. But it's been nice though. It's been good to have that challenge. So yeah.
Tell me about the venue here, the last round, Carousel. Your dad will tell you this is classic racing.
I didn't do time trial. My dad did time trial. He just told me it's twisty, it's dusty, there's mud, but it's fast when you get out the trees. But you're gonna get hooked up by the thorns, gonna get scratched, but it sounds like it's going to be a fun one. You saw some of your corner skills, yeah.
Ryan, Talkcraft, a massive part of the GXCC family. What does it mean to you to stand here and watch racing looking so good?
Yeah, I love it that the sport is so vibrant still, and that we're involved with one of the top teams in this category. So today I've come in to ride myself, see what goes on here, and get a taste for it.
The Nationals combined with the GXCCs, it's got that kind of almost international feel today, doesn't it?
Yes, it's nice to have so many people and the top guys here, and looking forward to it. I think the last time maybe the first time I ever rode an event like this was here at the Carousel, and today with Talkcraft, it looks like it's going to be pretty similar. They're telling me the dust still hangs in the air, and that's what I remember from the last time.
Brother, it's been your first year racing on the GXCC Tour. Just tell me about your experience.
Well, it's awesome. It's amazing. I tell you guys, it's the first time I'm ever involved in this type of thing. So being out here, just experiencing everybody, the brotherhood, and everyone enjoying the racing, it's just amazing. It's just amazing every time being out here.
And Chris and the VW crew looking after you?
Well, they're carrying on your hands, being a big family, and just you can see the camaraderie, everyone being together every time. It's so exciting to get out here.
Buenos, what a banger way to end the season. Love this venue, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing. Great to be back here. The guys have put on an awesome show. It looks like something out of the American status when the guys come to the race with the big pentagons and all that. But no, the guys have really done a good job and we're all set up here. And yeah, it's going to be a nice day out today. It's going to be busy, but it's going to be nice.
Tell me about how it felt to go out on the time trial yesterday and an idea of what's in store for you today.
Yeah, it was crazy, eh? The first 5Ks, when you get to the 5K board, it felt like you've done 50Ks already. But no, we're going to work today, Matt, and it's a good thing. That's what off-road's all about. Not easy for anybody. It's the same in everybody's boat. So we're going out there and we're going to sweat tears today. We're going to sweat.
Just in your historical racing, this has got to feel quite historical going into bush like this.
No, it's great. The last time we were out here was also like 14, 15 years ago when it was still the GOCs and we had like time trials here. So it's great just to be out back in the bush and getting cut together in thorns. I love it. I love it.
John, what a year, dude. And you're standing in front of me looking like an S-band. How are you feeling?
I'm sore, but I hope I can manage today. I just have to finish and keep you not too far ahead of me, and then hopefully I can take the GXCC Championship. The regionals I'm quite far ahead, so I'm not really worried about that.
So I'm guessing you didn't even go out and do the time trial. You're just going to do the minimum this weekend and try and survive.
I rode my bike the last time at the GXCC on the second lap, so I haven't been on nothing yet since then. So I haven't done anything, just trying to get myself ready for today.
Brother Bew, the championship is starting to get a little bit more believable now, hey? No Kochi this time once again, so it's just you and John.
Yeah, it's actually sad because I need Kochi to be there because of his knee injury. If he could, I have to finish first and he has to finish fourth for me to win the championship. And he's quite quick, so I'm sure he won't finish fourth. So there's this championship to lose. He'll just have to go around and finish it and he'll be the champion. But I'm happy with what I've done. I had the injury in the beginning of the year, so no, it's all good.
Interesting to see the last round of the GXCCs combined with the Nationals. Really makes it feel big, eh?
Yeah, it feels like it's nice to have all the bikes set together and see all the people riding, so hopefully it's a success and they can do more events like this.
What's your feeling coming out of the time trial yesterday? Gave you an idea of how the track's running?
Yeah, the track is tight. I hope it's a little bit opener to this afternoon, but no, I think it's a lucky track to ride. The dust might be a little bit of a problem because of all the trees, but I think it's going to be a very nice track to ride.
Franco, it took you a while to figure the 125 out, but I think you're coming right now.
Yeah, with suspension, really with Justin from Shock Logic has helped me so much. It's unbelievable what I can do with suspension and make it comfortable for me. That was my biggest challenge so far this year, but yeah, that's all sorted. The bike's perfect, the engine's running perfect, so yeah, I think today's going to be a good day.
Obviously talking about the Nationals, but let's focus in on the GXCCs. Yesterday gave you a good idea of how to set up the bike.
Yeah, the track is very, the start is very, very tight and then it gets faster. So I put the bigger back sprocket on, so I think that's going to be better for the tracks that's here. But yeah, I think it's going to be good.
I'm still getting used to the 25, but the famous 400 was famous for one thing, and that was hole shots. Are you getting them dialed now?
Yeah, the hole shots at the last race, I actually got the hole shot, so I was very keen about that. But yeah, it was very nice to get no dust on the first lap and be free. And then yeah, also my bike seized on the second lap, so yeah, that's a bad one.
Drickus, very good season. Looks like you're coming good at the end.
Yeah, the season has been really good. I think my second place is secured in the championship. I just have to finish the race. I think it's going to be a fun one, a bit sandy and dusty, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What's your feeling about the combination of the GXCCs and Nationals? It makes it feel good, eh?
Yeah, it's really good. Yesterday I rode the time trial, so I feel good on the bike, and yeah, so I did a bit of adjustments and everything, so yeah.
Hey man, you asking me why I'm coming to chat to you. Well, it's the story of you getting back onto the little bike, because the little bikes is where you shine.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I know what to do. I was on the big bike, ended up hurting myself quite a few times, so I just decided I'm not ready for it. I'm still quite young, so I'm not a bully yet. So still know how to ride this thing, and it is a little bit cheaper to run.
Tell me about the shakedown yesterday. Well, sorry, time trial. How did that feel?
It felt good. I'm quite bummed that I'm so far back because I felt very well, very good. No mistakes, no overshooting, anything. But I think it was spinning a lot, and obviously getting onto this, you're revving a lot, so I need to tone it down a bit, and I think then it'll go a lot better.
Zan's, big grin on your face because you've had the best season so far.
No, I must say this was really good. I'm really proud of myself, really proud of the team. I must say Linux, Blue Crew Yamaha, they really did a stellar job for this year. So brought us far, brought us home. last round, super excited.
Tell me about the setup on the bike, because obviously we've always known you as a smoker. You got kind of comfy with the thumper now.
No, I must say that I love the downforce power. It's super nice, and I think for the off-roads, 4-stroke going the way. Enduro more 2-stroke, but no, I'm loving the 4-stroke. It's proper. Just missing that bit of power in our class, but it's fine. We showed the guys for this year.
Give me a shout out to the team. I see it's a family affair this weekend as well.
Yes, yeah. So I brought my brother, my dad. They also going to join us today, and wife's here, everyone's here, so I just want to give a big shout out to the team. They really did a stellar job. All the sponsors and everyone, CWC, Electrical, DJ Van R, Bandit Signs, Afgri, everyone, Nova Feeds, they're all super stellar job for us. So no, thanks very much.
Here we go, Scotty, the final push. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, no, definitely, Matt. Obviously, today is the final round of the GXCC and the National Cross Countries. So, yeah, I'm looking forward for a good day. I think time trial yesterday went pretty well. I think I was just a bit too tense because, yeah, there's a couple of things on the line. So, obviously, you want to make sure you get to today healthy and strong. Yeah, and we did that. So, qualified P3, which not where we want to qualify, but it's a good position to put in a fight. So, ultimately, today, I know with the GXCC, I got to do one lap, and then that hopefully seals the deal there, because I think I only need 2 points, and then that championship, because of the rules, like, it will be a wrap. And then, yeah, we'll fight for the national title, because that's only 6 points between me and Davin, but obviously all the boys are riding good, so I think it's going to be a bit of a fight, but we've done it once. We came from P3 in Lesotho after lap 1, so hopefully we can do it again and push to the front. But ultimately, I'm just going to have a good day on my bike, enjoy myself, and yeah, just fight for the front and give the team something to be proud of at the end of the day, and ultimately just wrap up the season on a high note. And yeah, I can't give it up to the whole Brother Leader Trade KTM team, to Kev, to my parents, just to the whole family, and everyone in the pits, to the Fitzgeralds, to the Wilsons, just everyone that makes the whole scene run. It's just phenomenal, and yeah, I think I've had a really incredible season so far. So let's put it together and let's finish on a high note.
Matty, it's been a banger season, and there's something about this race, it feels bigger than the others.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's the turnout with the GXCC guys and the national guys, but no, it does feel like a big one today. Obviously the last round of the year, so we want to come out and try to put a stamp on this end of this year. But yeah, no, it's a good turnout. It's nice to see, and yeah, man, looking forward to today. It's going to be a tough day, but we're ready.
The numbers that you threw down yesterday in the time trial show that you're pretty dialed in on this terrain.
Yeah, I felt good, eh? I didn't think the gap would be that big, but yeah, I just rode smooth, aggressive but smooth, and I just try to just think about myself. Honestly, I've just been trying to work on myself and just better myself each time I go out there, learn a little bit more each time I go out there. So yeah, man, it was good, but yeah, job's not done, only halfway.
For many of the new riders on the gate, this would be the first time they've been out there racing at the Carousel. For some of the masters and senior riders, they'll remember this place from back in the day. But for the new blood, it was time to get excited, pumped for the final push on the season. Championship points desperately needed to get wrapped up out here today, so the tension on the line was palpable. In the time trial the day before, Matty Milan on the Everest Wealth Racing 450 Yami had gone pole position. He would be staring down, clear air, trying to run and hide into the distance, trying to get points on the plate for the GXCC Club, Regional and National Championships. 20 seconds was his advantage, so he would have a nice buffer. Navigation and planning and strategy for the day for him was going to be key. The GXCC racers would all go out there and race for a 3-hour racing format, with the national riders continuing on for the next hour. Haygate pretty much wrapping up the GXCC Championship. Just had to finish this race to get the job done. Karam was out there, and for Matty Wilson, remember, on the GXCCs, racing on the 350s, but at the Nationals, racing on the 250s. He was going to have an interesting day to try and run inside of those big numbers. An exciting day out at Carousel with the combo of national, regional, and clubs. For the ladies in the GXCC Championship, we also saw the biggest entry ever on the day, where Linda Muir and Megan Duplessis were up there inside the top 10. Janke van der Berg and then Gabby Fotheringham got a number 5. Some different shots of the riders, super dry, then super wet. We had a storm blow through halfway through the day, but the racing continued with our ladies being able to wrap up the championship. A couple of superstars coming in from motocross, but all chasing down on Bianca Edwards on the Bikers Warehouse Husqvarna. Another win and wrapping up the championship at the Carousel. For the OR4 categories, Alexander Dillman makes his way up into the big numbers. Caleb van der Vesthuizen was there. Joubert van Niekerk putting down the downhill bike for a moment, chasing onto the back wheel of Chris Homser Jr., who is looking to wrap up a top 3 in the championship. Bryson Deister, big improvements on his season, and then the top 2 in the championship. Ben van Schalkwyk second this time around on the same half second as Jake the Snake Pretorius. The Snake wraps up his championship at the final round. Senior Pro-Am being dominated by Richard Hine. This time around, he rolled out after lap number 1, leaving Aubrey De Meyer up the road in a number 5, Kurabali to a number 4. Woodup was a number 3, and then a 2-horse race out front to see who was going to be the final victor. Chris Homser Sr. from VW Mastercars Hatfield led out most of the race. Himself and Peter Pelzer swapping out lap on lap between first and second place. Eventually, Homser had to settle for the number 2 spot, with Peter Pelzer taking the final blood. Homser, massive improvements at the end of the season though, since switching across onto the 450. OR3 Pro-Ams, the 250 Wild Kids. Tristan Shunner was there. Kevin Sanders went down early on the Triumph, leaving the top 5 to run the numbers. Webster was there. Leonard van der Berg in a number 4 spot. Gordon Scoomby, big improvements latter half of the season. Hansie van der Berg, huge ride on the day to get himself up into the number 2 spot. But Janko van Niekerk on the gravel pit, KTM, took down yet another win. We'll see him move up into the pros for next season. It was the turn of CrossFit superstar Russell Van Kool into a number 4 in the OR2 Pro-Ams, where Jean-Ray van der Merwe was a number 3. Nathan Godrich going to be a strong runner in the championship next year. Number 2 spot for him. And Ruby Roo on the C2. Sparring partner in the championship, a no-show. He wraps up another win and the championship at the Carousel. OR1 Pro-Ams, the big guy, Stefan Labiskakny, takes down a number 7. Kenneth Kleinums on one of the old WRs into a number 5. Nathan Minnie, the big 5 honey, up to a number 5 spot. Sweet spot for him. Kramer Engelbrecht was back on his number 1 bike onto the Brits Racing Honda, takes down a number 4. Ben Vessels in the championship hunt himself and Francois Smallberger Jr. were all over each other, elbows up racing for the championship. And that's how it's been the whole way through 2025. But coming in late in the championship, a late season pickup for VW Mastercars Hatfield, Xander Mayberg gets the last win at the Carousel, putting on the show. Confirmation of Mayberg's final win. Smallberger and Vessels, that was the fight for the championship. Engelbrecht, Minnie, Kleinums and Labiskakny there to pick up the pieces. Big numbers in the championship in the Pro-Am gates. OR2s, Ruby Roo had no one to play with this time around. It was Godrich that ran him the closest though, just around about 2 minutes off his back wheel, with Van der Merwe and Van Gool joining the party. OR3 Pro-Am's huge deck gate, where Janko van Niekerk got the job done. He has been the dude to beat on this championship, hammering the rest of his competition by 1 lap. Van der Berg, Scrooby, Van der Berg, Webster, Sanders and Shauna, his closest rivals on the championship season. And in the senior Pro-Ams, Peter Pelzer just beats out on Big Chris to take the final victory of the season. Woodup, Kurabali, De Meyer, but the champion will be Hine. In the OR4s, Jake the Snake has been back and forth between himself and Ben van Schalkwyk in the latter half of the season, but it looks like the Snake has got enough done on the Cower to take his championship. Bianca Edwards confirmed her status as the leading lady in the GXCCs on 2 wheels, beating out on Tienpont, Fourie, Venter, Fotheringham, Van der Berg, Duplessis and Muir. So ladies and Pro-Am categories done and dusted for the day and for the season. We move forward into our senior class races. The Veterans Championship has been wild, with a couple of comeback rides coming in late on in the season. Jakes Muir has been along for the ride the whole way through the championship. Mark Nell was there. Conrad Edwards climbing the ladder up to a number 4 spot out of the Carousel, the classic race venue. Dick Bestier having one of his best rides of the season into a number 3. Lars Brandlin, untouchable on the championship, but the last race goes to Ian Fenter. For the Masters Championship, Bert Smith coming back into view to take down what would be a classic race venue once again. Francois Bosch was there. He ran great pace in the early part of the season. JJ Duvall climbed the ladder. Conrad Sieber was up there, and Captain Consistency, Francois Swanepoel, gets it done into a number 4. JJ Rousseau, massive ride on the season as well. Lost a lot of points in the mid part, but came good at the end. Wayne Farmer, still nursing those injuries, takes down a number 2 spot on the Smoker. And then it was Warwick van Schalkwyk with the final win of the season. The championship was done though. Schalkwyk strong in the last couple of rounds. Senior Pros. Big swingers out here racing on the Nationals, Regionals and Club Championship. Nils Peterson was there. Sean Barnhurst on the Blue Crew Racing Machine. Fergie Mack was out there for Bikers Warehouse on the Husqvarna. Then up the road was Johan Kruger and Gerard Foster. Big runners in the championship. Foster ran great pace to stay on the lead lap. John Vulcan bent and buckled, but managed to get third place to wrap up his big numbers in the championship. Yanni Potgieter has been coming on strong, but the last win of the season goes to Klerksdorp Motos, Hugh Levy. In the high school racing championship, incredible story on the season has seen everyone racing down a number 2 spot because the leader is absolutely gone. But the chasing pack are coming on strong and pulling pace. Matthias Tiempont was there. Jemba Goosen, Okke Hennep and Philip Buerter. Drickus van der Merwe. Wide open as always. The best he could do on the day was a number 4 spot. Mullet man Liam Skippers. Very similar terrain to what he trains on at home. Saw him climb the ladder to a number 3 spot with Franco Ferri finding his groove in the latter half of the season on the UB Leisure KTM. But it's Murray Smith, Murray man, that takes down another win. Multiple championships on his score sheet for 2025.
Dude, you have had an absolute burner of a season. Firstly, congratulations from our side, and just take us through that last day and try and summarize the season if you can.
Yeah, we had a very good day. Just was smooth throughout the entire day, didn't push it too hard and just drove into the finish. We had a very good season, won majority of the races, and I can't thank my dad, Uncle Harry, Yamaha South Africa enough for what I've accomplished this year.
Take us through the season as well, because there's been a while. I mean, we have gone through all kinds of weather. We actually went through all kinds of weather today as well. It's been a crazy season.
Yeah, it's rain, mud, dust, sun. It's been everything this season. But we've had ups and downs, and we've come through with it.
Big number 1 plate, but I've got to ask at this point of the season and your career, where do we go from here?
Yeah, we're planning to stay on the 125 next year, and I'm hoping I can defend my title.
What a dude, what a season in the high schools. Confirmation of Murray Mann taking down the final victory of the season, cementing his number 1 status on the day ahead of Ferri, Skippers, Van der Merwe, Buerter, Hennep, Goosen and Tiempont. For the senior pros, Hugh Levy coming on like a freight train at the end of the season since switching across onto the blue machine. Potgieter also finding his groove in the latter half of the season. Vulcan's 3rd spot gave him the championship though. For the Masters, Warwick van Skalkwyk coming on strong at the end of the season, as well as Wayne Farmer. Problems on the day for Peter Hull saw him drop out of contention. Rousseau, Swanepoel, Sieba, Duval, Bosch, they all climbed the ladder and took those points. In the veterans, Ian Fenter taking the last win of the season. Lars Brandlin, 2nd place, gives him the championship though. On the day, ahead of Bessinger, Edwards, Nell and Muir. Deep breaths everyone. Pro Gates for the last time in 2025. OR3 Pros, where once again we start to see these riders really enjoy the terrain out there. A race of 2 halves and multiple stories going on. Johnson came in from motocross and climbed all the way up into a number 6 spot. He beat out the skills of Vermaak and Potgieter. Just up the road from him was Lohan LaRue, so we're going to see a little bit more motocross switching up next season, no doubt. Eric Merry back onto the 250 in the second half of the season, much more comfortable on the smaller machine. Tyron Beverly swinging off the back there into a number 3 spot, racing multiples. GXCC's clubs and nationals. Up the road, Derek Karam almost taking down a win, but it has been the season of the season for Curtis Bester. The dude to beat on the 250s, another win and a championship. OR2 Pros, where Devon Folford was up the road into a number 8. Big Ben taking down number 7. Too Tall was out there. Gav Young on the Shimwells Racing Fantech machine up to a number 6 himself, and Xander King eyeing each other in the early laps. CD Goosen was the meat in the sandwich between those guys, getting himself up to a number 5. Xander King eventually taking down a number 4, enough to wrap up his 2nd place in the GXCC Championship. His old sparring partner in the Pro-Am days, Stoffel Berger, came up into the pros along with him and took down his best finish of the season to a number 3. Peter Karam to a number 2 spot, and just up the road from him, Matty Wilson up into another win and cements yet another GXCC and national title. OR1 Big Bangers, the Rooster was out there racing the nationals and the regionals. He took down a number 7. Ruan Mary on the big 450. Husky was a number 6. The Cowies were flying in formation once again, with JC Nienolder was number 5, and the Rockstar, Dion Wenzel, was into a number 4. Big swingers in the national title chase. Johnny B. Good up there into a number 3 on the day. And Matty Milan, story of the day, goes down hard early in the race, snaps his bars. The crew put him back together and he still managed to take down a number 2 spot. Incredible work on the spanners and on the trails. Matty Milan and Dav Cocker were all over each other in the national title chase, but Scotty was good enough to take down in the GXCCs. Amazing racing on the season, and what a place to wrap up the title. After the race, we chatted to all the big bangers.
All right, standing here with our overall winner today, Scotty H. Scott, it was an absolute big push for you today. Great championship. Just try and wrap up the season and this last race for us.
Yeah, no, obviously, what an incredible season. Obviously, came into the season post ACL surgery, both me and Davin. So ultimately, we knew we had some work to do, and we've just been chipping away and making our way forward. But ultimately, I think I've had a really incredible season. Lots of second places along the way, which hopefully we can minimize next year. But to finish off the season with 2 national wins, big congratulations to Davin. Not many guys can hold it like that in the dust behind me. And we had a really good battle there. And can't give it up to him. He obviously now back-to-back overall champion, so congratulations to him and his team. But we'll put in the work now in the off-season and come back stronger, and hopefully we can fight for that number 1 plate. So but ultimately also a big thank you to the GXCC organizers. I've had a really incredible season in the GXCCs. 8 rounds with a bit of bad luck here and there, but ultimately that's racing. And then we look forward to just having some much needed rest now. But big thank you to the whole Brother Leader Trade KTM team, to Kev, to my parents, just everyone at home that support me. And this is my sister turns 26 tomorrow, so this one's for her.
All right, down here with our champion, our multiple champion, Dav. Big repeat job there. You knew you had a bit of pressure on yourself. I could see you wearing it heavy. How did it go out there today? There was a tense few moments, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. Starting out in second with a bit of dust in the beginning before the rain came in. It was a bit tight and twisty, so I liked it. I just tried to keep on the back of Matty Milan, and he was riding really well, so tried to limit the mistakes. And then on lap 2, unfortunately, I caught up to him. He had a bad crash, so I asked if he was okay, and I carried on. And then on lap 3, I had an issue. On lap 2 still, I had an issue with my coolant hose. It came off, so in the pits I just made sure I got it back on, and I made it my way into first. But then on the 4th lap I went down and Scott pulled away from me, and after that I just tried to keep it on 2 wheels and make sure that I didn't make any more mistakes.
Matty Milan, a big story, one of the superstars coming in from motocross. It's been a very rapid rise to the top and a couple of crazy big crashes. I honestly don't know how you are stood here having to come back from that big one. Tell me about today and tell me about the season.
First of all, I got to give it up to my team, Everest Wealth, Ridgeway Racing, Yamaha. Thank you to everyone in the pits, guys, to change the bars out and to get everything done like that. I really appreciate it. It was a tough day, but one of those big learning lessons, it just got away from me, unfortunately, and then next thing I looked back and the bar was snapped. And but like I say, big shout out to my team. Honestly, without them, then none of this would be possible. I feel like we're coming, and I feel like I'm just getting better and better, and I'm just starting to actually get to where I should be to be able to compete and obviously try to get the win. But I'm stoked. Big shout out to my team, honestly. Everyone in my corner, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to next year. We're coming, boys.
Kieran, the world of cross country, was it 3 years now? And you are smashing these number 1 plates. Tell me about the season. Tell me about the challenging conditions today.
I think it's been 4 years, so I'll give myself an extra. Yeah, no, it was good. The track was really good. I was a bigger fan of Lupe than Lupi, but it was the same for everybody. And no, the track was really good. Vian and the team did a great job, so that guy enjoyed it. Very lucky. Back to the race with all the boys. So.
I was going to say, you had some nice wars out there.
Yeah. First was John, and then it was Peter. The track was really nice to race. You could actually race for once. First time I've actually felt like I could have raced in cross country, so it was cool. I had a jaw.
I know the goals are always, you're trying to chase that elusive big overall, aren't you? It's still out there for you.
So I don't know. I think I had my chance a couple of years ago and I threw it away. So we'll see. I think I just need to get a bit better in time trial and be close up front and try to race the guys. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to beat them. Scotty, Dave, and all the boys are riding so fast. So I'll never say I'll beat them, but I'd like to give myself a better chance.
Kid swings off the hips. Maddie, tell me about the season. Tell me about this last race. Tell me about the pressure coming from Walker all day long.
Not just all day, all year long. No, it's been a good year. I mean, Luke and I, we've been racing whole year, like within a few seconds of each other for every race, every lap. So, no, it's been good. He's been on my heels. It was literally one mistake, and whoever made that mistake wouldn't be on top. So, no, it was good.
I'm trying to count your championships now. It was all those 85s, couple of 125 championships, and now a whole pile of 250 championships.
Yeah, I think this is my third 251, so I'm chuffed with that. Really stoked with this one. I had to work hard.
Tell me about the championship as well. Obviously, you can see that Bester, a couple of the other tasty kids are starting to come through as well.
Yeah, Quibus and them next year, we're gonna have to work hard for next year. But no, it's good. Competition's always good, so I'm happy.
Going forward then, confirming what it looked like coming out of the carousel in the GXCC Championship. Scotty H beats out on Milan and Berta, with Wenzel, Nienaber, Mary and Vieira taking us to the magical top 7. OR2's Wilson is the king once again, beating out on Karam, Berger and Xander King. Xander King's amazing first pro season sees him take down second place in the championship. Goosen, Young, Stratum and Wolfart. Incredibly fast racing throughout the championship. OR3 Pros, the king of the 250s this year is Bester. Karam, Beverly, Mary, LaRue, Johnson for Mark and Podkita were the closest runners on his back wheel. So that was the carousel, the final round of the 2025 GXCCs. We look forward to being on the gate with you guys in 2026. Have a great off season, keep training, and as always, we'll see you on the gate. All this GXCC racing action is proudly brought to you by VW Mastercars Hatfield in association with Vans Racing. Alright, so that's us done for all of our big edits. Of course, we're going to be putting together our GXCC end of season family video. That's going to be coming out and debuting this weekend at the awards ceremony back at the carousel, where we're all going to be suited and booted. Yeah, I need to go get a suit, eh? Anyway, we'll see you guys out there, and then obviously on next week's show, after the debut has gone out and premiered on the event, then on Monday's show, we will put it out there on YouTube for you guys to grab and share and pump on out there. We're really stoked on how the season has gone across all of our categories and all of our productions. We've basically got one more show to go, and that's going to be the big one coming in for the last race of the year, Overland, on the 6th of December. Get the entries in. I'll be on the mic. The boys will be out there filming. That will be our last edit and our last show that will go out in the middle of December, where we wrap up shop for what has been a banger in 2025.